This is RuVik Education, and this is part 2 of Lektion 7, last lesson of Class of Deutsch and ich-2 book. Remember that we're learning together, growing together. We may make some mistakes, but we'll try our best to provide you with all the correct information. Okay, so we are moving to a grammatic topic. Here we have sollen and dürfen. Both of these are modal verbs. Since you've already discussed about modal verbs in the previous lesson, I don't think it should be very hard to grasp because it's pretty simple. So let's learn the verb conjugation. Let's discuss it a bit because this is something you have to learn by yourself. Okay, sollen. What does sollen mean? Sollen means should. And what about dürfen? Dürfen means to allow or to be allowed to, right? Allow basically. So sollen is nothing but should, and dürfen is nothing but allow. So now we'll be done with basically six modal verbs, all the six modal verbs, which are können, which is can, müssen, which is must, sollen, which is should, möchten, which is would like to, dürfen, which is to allow, and wollen, which is wish to. So let's see. Ich soll. Ich soll. En gets cut. Du sollst. Always with du there is st added. It's a fixed rule by now you must be knowing. Er, soll, these two remain same as discussed in the previous modal verbs. Ihr sollt, wir, sie and sie remains sollen. Similarly with dürfen, only the umlaut is being removed and u changes to a. Like it's kind of like those different ones like which one? Wollen. Wollen changed to will, whilst, will, and then again it changed to wollt. So similarly, here it would be darf, darfst, darf, dürft, and dürfen. Okay, moving to this verb called werden. Werden is would. This you will be using a lot, I think, because I use it a lot. Werden. Werden is would. It means, yeah, we're gonna be talking about the verb conjugation. It means nothing. Okay. Ich werde. I would. Du wirst. So there's a little bit difference in this part, this section of werden, where du becomes to wirst because wirst does not sound correct. Wirst is better. So RZS weird. Du wirst RZS weird. Ihr werdet, like normal, where Z and Z remains werden. So let's take a look at few examples. Ich werde Programmierer. That means I would like to become a programmer. Du wirst Arzt. You would become a doctor. Sie means he or she wird pilot. If it's a boy, then it's pilot, and if it's a girl, it's pilotin. Yeah. Werdet ihr nervös, I guess. Are you all nervous? Would you all become like nervous kind of? See, would and become is also very much appropriate with werden, but the reason I'm not telling become because you guys might get confused with bekommst, which is another bekommen, which is another verb, which also means to get, I guess. Anyways, let's move on. So werden Sie lehrer Herr Ali? That means would like become you teacher Mr. Ali? Yeah. Okay, now if we talk about man and their man, what are these? This is a new grammar topic. We're done with werden. So let's take few examples to understand this. Man sagt, that means one says, or one says, or man as in man says. What's the difference basically they are going to be telling you? So man sagt is one says. Deutsch ist schwer. Ich finde aber blah blah blah. That means one says that German is difficult, but I find it rather, but, and then whatever they wanted to say. First sentence done. Hier spricht man Deutsch. That means here one speaks German. Third one. Hier darf man nicht rauchen. Here one is not allowed to smoke. So basically, they're telling you the difference between when man is used as one and when man is used as the man or the husband. So what is the point of this? Basically, many times, even in English, when you're writing things, we say that one should not one should not disrespect his or her parents. So here we are using one as in a person, right? You get the gist, right? So that's why they're telling you the difference, that man here is one. Man sagt is one says. It is said, like a general statement. Meanwhile, their man is a noun. It's a noun, basically the man or the husband. Their man dot, the man is over there. Mine man, my husband, that is what it means. So this is the basic difference between both of them. Mostly there is used whenever there's man or husband, but otherwise when someone is saying mine man, then you can understand that they're not saying my one. No, that would be incorrect. So that's why, and that's how you understand things. Moving to page number 81, we have nominative, accusative, bestimmer article. So this is something I've done already. I don't think it's a new topic. It's an old topic. We have discussed it many times. Basically, with masculine nominative, we have there. Neutral nominative, we have das. Feminine nominative, we have the. Plural nominative, we have the. There, the, das, the. Learned it by heart. Next, we have accusative. The only difference between accusative and nominative is that masculine becomes then. Rest remains same. So masculine becomes then, rest remains same for nominative and accusative. You can remember it that way. So accusative, then, das, the, das. There, das, the, das. Then, das, the, das. Uh, why did I say basically there, the, das, then the das the, yeah, because I am talking masculine, feminine, neutral, plural. On the screen it is written masculine, neutral, feminine, plural. So yeah, I like to keep in mind masculine, feminine, neutral, plural. So it is there, the, das the. But if you like to remember masculine, neutral, feminine, plural, then you can remember it as there, das, the. There, das, the is also correct. Okay. Next we have has du den kuli. Yeah, den habe ich. What is this? Now, this is a little bit new to you, maybe. This is relative pronoun. Yeah. So basically, whenever we are talking, when we're in a sentence, you're talking about something. Has du den kuli? Do you have the pen? I already told you whenever there's haben, it is mostly accusative. That is why we have used den over here. It's accusative sentence. So has du den kuli? Do you have the pen? We're talking about two things also. That's also why it's accusative. Already explained all these things. So do you have the pen? The answer can be yes, I have the pen, or the answer could be yeah, I have that. Which is more easier to say? Yes, I have that, rather than saying yes, I have the pen. Yes, I have that. So that is why we are using this. What is this? This is relative pronoun, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, den habe ich. Yes, I have that. So this den will simply come to the second, like just after yeah, it will come. Second position will always remain verb and then ish. Second position will remain verb. That is why habe is here. Okay. Ja, comma, den habe ich. So has du das have? Do you have the notebook? So das will come right over here. Ja, das habe ich. Hast du die Tasche? Do you have the bag? Die will come over here. And habe ich. Ja, die habe ich. I hope that's clear. Yes. So now we have RZS. So what is that? We'll be using the same thing. The there, the, das thing only. This den, das, the one. Yeah, that I have with people. So how do we do that? For example, let me give you one. Is there Lehrer da? Is the teacher there? So instead of saying yes, the teacher is there, you can say yes, he is there. Is it easy? Yes. So that is why we are using this. Ist there Lehrer da? Is what? Is what? Do you remember? Yeah, I told you that sein verb. ist comes from sein verb, right? In the verb conjugation, that it is mostly nominative. So that's why we are using der the last. So ist der Lehrer da? So since there is being used and there is in masculine, we can understand that the teacher is male. So ist der Lehrer da? So this there becomes ja, ist da. Is there Kuli teuer? Is the Kuli, the pen, expensive? There is for masculine. So ja, is teuer. Now you'll be confused. Kuli is not a person. Then why are we using In German, we can do that. In German, we can do that. One thing you can do is that whenever the Kuli is with hast, then you write den, and whenever it is with ist, then you write Not a rule, but according to this, for now, you can do that. We'll be continuing with the rest in the next part, so go ahead and watch that.